Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Dougcast Show. On today's episode, we are taking a look at the book, um, The Accomplice by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Now, this book is about Nina, Desmond, and Mr. Katz. Nina is a Texas Ranger, Desmond is a bank robber, and Mr. Katz is a hitman that was hired by this family. So, Nina, is a Texas Ranger who is hired to look into the case of the bank robber and slash Desmond slash Mr. Katz and so Mr. or Desmond is this bank robber dude, and he goes into this bank and he decks this guard named Fletcher, and Fletcher was apparently somebody else. And so he decks him, breaks his jaw, sends him to the hospital, and just decks him, just bust his jaw up. He has to go to the hospital. So he goes back to his apartment where he lives with this in this boarding house with this lady named Lynn, and he goes then he goes somewhere else. Meanwhile, Mr. Katz goes to Fletcher's house and basically gets his wife, gets his daughter, and she's coming to the door. The daughter comes to the door, and she's like, "Who are you?" And the wife, the wife is like, "Who is that?" And she's like, "I don't know, some dude here for dad. Say he wanna see dad or whatever." And the mom's like, well, okay. And then so woman comes to the door. He comes in the house, and woman's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about that." So he just slits her throat, just slits her throat, stabs her, slits her throat. Then the kid is naturally scared as hell, and so basically she gets strangled and assaulted, basically. So he leaves the house, and McCrane, who is Nina's boss, tells her, "Hey, we need you to stay in Houston because there's something bad." And Sheriff Rowe, who is the sheriff in this town, he calls her, and she's like, "We need you here now. It's bad. It's really bad." And there's just blood everywhere. There's just a lot of woo. It's like, man, yo, there's blood everywhere. There's gore everywhere. And it's just like, whoa. Wow. So in the meantime, Desmond is trying to make his way to wherever he's going, and then you go back to Mr. Katz, and Mr. Katz goes to see his mom, and his sister is making a big deal out of him seeing his mom, and it's just like, "Oh, you're not gonna come up in here and do this," and blah 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 blah. And so he gets pissed off at his sister. He leaves. He goes in the car, and he comes back out, and he's like, "You know what? If you keep running your mouth, I'm gonna kill you." And I bet you spend every dollar that we give you, that you get from Mama Below and Coke and shit like that. And she's just like, "Nah, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me," blah 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 blah. And it's like, yo, so then you find out later that Desmond has a daughter named Amara. Um, and he tells Lynn that his wife and his daughter died in a car crash, but um, his daughter is actually still alive. His wife was named Mai, and she was from Vietnam. He was a Vietnam vet. Um, and shout out to the people who fought in the Vietnam War, yo. That war was, from what I heard and from movies I've seen and shit, that war was hell. But yo, so then you find out that Mr. Katz was supposedly somebody who was supposed to be working for the bank that Fletcher worked for. Well, he wasn't. He was a hired hitman, and yeah. So that's Mr. Katz's identity. Um. So yeah. But this was a really good book, y'all. Like seriously, when I tell y'all, good book, really good book. Keeps you on the edge of your seat. You never know what's gonna happen. Keeps you in suspense. So yeah, check it out, man. I really recommend this book. If you were to give it a 1 out of 10, I'd give it about I say a solid I say a solid 9. Because it was a little bit confusing the way it kept jumping back and forth, blase, blase, blase. But yeah, man. So that is that book, man. Oh, I hope y'all have enjoyed this episode, man. And be on the lookout for another episode from me very soon. I will be I'll be doing an episode pretty soon. Don't know what I'm gonna read next, but I'll definitely probably be reading something interesting. So be on the lookout for that. Again, this was The Accomplice by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out. I'm gone.